Previously on Big Brother 6. The house united to get James out.
If you guys have hopes of winning in this game one day, you gotta get him out of the way. You gotta get him out.
Everyone knows that.
But after winning the power of veto, James removed himself from the block,
I'm using this to save myself.
leaving his girlfriend, Sarah, vulnerable.
By a vote of 6-1, Sarah, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Everyone anxiously awaited the return of an evicted house guest. In a battle of endurance, both sides focused on a common goal.
No matter what, James will go home.
Let go, James.
It seemed all in all, everyone was pretty determined to make it to the end. We had to make sure that James didn't get it.
But in a shocking turn, James took himself out of the game,
That made me realize something.
Wow.
leaving the two sides in a battle for ultimate control.
The final three were Jennifer, Kaser, and me.
Finally, Jen made a promise to Kaser.
We're backdooring James.
Swear your life?
Swear on my life.
Who's going on?
Maggie and somebody?
That'd be someone from your team.
My group will understand completely.
And became the new head of household.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
At nominations, Jen went back on her word.
I have chosen to nominate Rachel and Janelle for eviction. I couldn't put people that I think of as my family in this house in the line of fire.
Who will win the power of veto? And will the veto be used to put James on the block? Find out tonight on Big Brother 6.
Obviously, I have chosen to nominate Rachel and Janelle for eviction. Kaser and I have had a little understanding. I know he's very upset with me right now, and I hope you understand that I'm giving you what you want. But I couldn't put people that I think of as my family in this house in the line of fire. That's it. Nomination ceremony is adjourned.
Jen is the biggest bitch of the house and the biggest liar of the house. She's deceived everyone.
Jennifer swore on her life. I mean, her credibility just went down the tubes, in my opinion.
You completely misunderstood what I was trying to tell you. That's not what the point was. It had nothing to do with it.
Well, we can talk later.
I didn't put up 2 pawns from my group like Kaser wanted me to because I don't trust his group for me to put up pawns from my own group.
Sorry if I screwed things up, but I didn't think of it.
Jennifer has lied straight to my face and went back on her word a mere few hours after she made a promise.
She stood up, pushed a chair out, and she said, "Bitch," and walked off. Surprise, surprise. Because she's liked me since day one.
Sorry, me and Jen's coming out.
I know what it's all about, Jenny. Don't worry.
No hard feelings, James.
No. I knew I was being backdoored. But it's just dirty because it takes all the competition out of it. Backdooring someone is when you nominate 2 people you don't expect to evict. So you've basically loaded the veto competition with 6 players who have a certain goal. When the person that you don't want to compete for the veto to save himself, such as myself, who's done it for 4 weeks in a row, you then nominate him at the veto ceremony. And he can't defend himself.
I know it, Janie. Can you believe it? Don't worry about it. You know what? She's a liar.
She swore on her life that she wouldn't do that.
I know that.
So Jenny, I have your word?
Swear on my life.
Hopefully she's planning on backdooring him. I had a feeling she was gonna screw me over.
She screwed us both over.
She really does.
I knew it. I told
No,
her
they
she was
want.
gonna do it.
She wants to backdoor him. She wants to keep her people safe. We get the veto, and he's on. That's the plan. That's what it is. She doesn't want to keep him in this game. Come on.
Howie's trying to make us look at the big picture that James could be the one leaving and you guys are just pawns. But it's easy for him to say that when me and Rachel are on the block.
The issue is not whether or not he's going home. That's what they want, obviously. The way they did it is bull. We talked about this already.
I agree.
Well,
No.
the way they did it is not honest.
If anything, they should have done one of each of us.
No kidding.
It's okay. Just relax.
Just relax, bro. That's the plan. That's what they want to do.
Could Rachel and Janelle end up staying on the block? Of course. I refuse to believe that's what's going to happen. I did not come back to see my team dismantled in front of my very own eyes.
But don't get mad yet. Don't give him a reason to change his mind. Don't give him a reason for that yet. Fine. Don't give him a reason. Okay. We're getting upset about nothing right now. We gotta focus. Win a veto tomorrow. If we do, then we'll deal with their cards from there.
We fumbled the football. Let's pick it up and and make a play here and there. No one's out the door yet. No one's no one's running up the score on us yet. We're still in complete control. Let's not lose that control.
Their plan is exactly what we planned on. Whether they lied to us or whatever, their plan is what we were gonna do. Let's work with what we can control right now. We'll win a veto, and things will be fine. I promise you. He's the one going back on the block. I don't care what a vet says.
Yeah.
Listen, you still have 4 days, and our votes are more powerful than theirs. Relax, okay?
Okay.
Relax.
James has 4 days to rally for himself. He can start to apologize. He can make promises. He can start looking like a good person.
I wanted a fighting chance, Jen.
I know, but I feel you had a fighting chance for 4 weeks, and you kicked our asses. I would not have gotten HOH if I hadn't at least kept half my deal. He told me word for word he wanted to backdoor James, and I said I will do what you want if you give me HOH. I'm sorry.
I don't blame Jen at all. She had to do what she had to do. Kaser's to blame for this plan. Unfortunately, America, you gave Kaser a second chance, and I'm gonna have to send him back to you again.
You wait till tomorrow. Nothing's sure till tomorrow.
Yvette's loyalty right now is probably cut 60-40. Her loyalty is to her team first, and to me a close second. Regardless of whatever's happened between us, even when I thought she went behind my back, I realized that, that was my mistake. Yvette's been good to me.
I will do everything in my power to keep you here.
We're gonna get the veto, and we'll be fine. I promise you. He knows that.
I won't let him see me cry, so.
If I said I wasn't upset about being nominated, I would be lying. Mostly because there were promises made, and those promises were broken. I'm upset, but I'm not gonna let them see that, because emotion is a weakness.
Don't worry, we'll be fine.
Can you give me 2 seconds so I can give you my after nomination speech?
I'll finish. Yeah, I can.
And how this works is, we sit down.
You do all the talking.
I talk. And then there's questions and answers at the end. I really respect what you did. You made a deal with Kaser for HOH. That's part of the game. But by letting me know and letting everyone know that, you're giving Kaser what he wants, I at least understand what's coming.
I'm completely honest in this game.
I know. That's one of the things that I realized last night. I don't know if I got to tell you why I let go of my button.
I was shocked.
I'm sitting there and I watched Yvette, and I watched her break down, and I watched her cry, because it was for not the game, but it was for something so much more.
It was about doing it for my girlfriend, for our anniversary, and for my mom for her birthday.
When I saw that, I realized that me hanging out here for revenge. Well, also I don't know if you saw me look across and ask Rachel. I asked Rachel, am I safe? And she looks back at me and she's like, am I safe? With this devilish face. Here I am out here for 11 hours to get revenge, willing to do whatever it takes to get revenge on the people that did this to me. And I was like, that's not how I want to be. I don't want to be a Rachel. I don't want to be a Hallie. I don't want to be a Kaser. I don't want to be a Janelle. I would not have a girlfriend like Sarah or friends like I have. Do not tell anyone.
Don't you worry about it.
But being like them. By me showing the Vets team that there were more important things to me than the game, like Sarah, I think they understand that I'm not the bad person that the other side has made me out to be. Now they have to go to where they don't even give me a fighting chance. So, because they're scared of me. They're really scared of me. It's why they make up the lies. It's why they say. And like I said to you guys, I'm just like, next time you guys hear something, I want you to step back. And I want you to think about the person's motives as opposed to what they're telling you.
James thinks the backdoor plan isn't fair because it doesn't give him a fair chance this week. But he's had plenty of chance in this entire game to make up for this 1 week.
I do want to be here. I think that if I stay, I would be a very strong ally, you know? But if that's what you guys choose, then that's the way the game's played. So.
Noted.
Jenny, can I talk to you?
Are you ready?
Yes.
I've been out for a week. I've gotten a little rusty. I wanted to come back and really outdo myself. If I was back, obviously, America had chosen me, and I didn't want to let them down. But I'm out of the loop. I think I made a bad decision by stepping down and allowing Jennifer to take the HOH.
Obviously, I'm a little frustrated.
Understand.
I feel as though after hours of repetitive discussion and trying to come to a deal, and then obviously that didn't happen.
Kaser was understandably upset because he, I think, thought for sure I was going to put up Maggie because that's what I told him I was going to do.
Who's going up?
Maggie and somebody?
Gotta be someone from your team.
My group will understand completely. The problem with that is you weren't here last week. And we all were in here when Howie was HOH, and it was Janelle, Howie, Rachel, and then my group. We put like a word down that we're gonna get James out first and foremost, and if by some stupid ass miracle he gets that damn power veto again, which happened, we're definitely getting out Sarah.
Let's agree to it now. I don't want him in this, whether he's on your side, my side, or in the middle. He's dangerous. You gotta get him out of the way. You gotta get him out.
Everyone knows that.
So anyone can go up as a pawn and it doesn't really matter. And then as soon as that happened and Yvette volunteered to go up as a pawn.
You're not in any harm's way.
I'll go up there.
Rachel, Janelle, and Howie were trying to get April and I to vote to get off Yvette.
I personally think that he's gotta go. As of right now, Jennifer, you, and people in this room, the only people that know about this.
Oh yeah, I trust you completely. But how can I trust the rest of your group?
I believe Jen's intentions, some of which may be fabricated. She was trying to cover up something. It was obvious. Something doesn't seem right.
You should have told me this before you made your decision.
I didn't want anyone swaying my decision.
But can you understand how upset I would be after
I know,
hours
and
of
I
torment
took
in
that
thing,
into
and
consideration.
I looked you straight in the eye.
The reason I didn't approach Kaser about my change of plans before the ceremony was because I didn't want my decision swayed at all. And I know Kaser was gonna freak out and get paranoid and try to cut deals left and right and say whatever he could to change my mind. I'm still doing what you want, so that's why I did it. James knows he's gone.
I don't know what your intentions are, but what can we do now?
If all goes well, we win that power veto. James goes up, we seal his fate, and we watch him walk out that door. Then, that's when the real war starts.
Howie, where you going? To jacuzzi? Where's your Speedo?
That does not fit me.
Go in the bathroom, put it on, and just open the door. We just want to see it on.
We just want to see it on you.
Last week, Howie got HOH, and he got a Speedo.
It's too cold for a Speedo, dumbass. I'll catch pneumonia. You know, Yvette and Bo, you know, talked me into trying on my Speedo. I broke down. You know, I faulted, I failed, I broke under the pressure.
Here,
Go in the shower.
Go in there.
Gross.
Pack it in there really well.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
You are nuts.
Howie, come on.
Howie felt weird.
You're crazy, man.
Fix yourself, Reggie.
Yeah.
Go ahead, fix it.
I had to adjust Howie's bathing suit for him because Howie just doesn't know how to put things on correctly.
It looks like you have a butt
You have a great
and
ass in that.
everything.
You have a great ass. You had a round butt, and it was all this package was in place.
It looks nice.
It looks good on you.
You know what? I haven't put on a Speedo in a long time. I put it on, and all the parts and essential areas were accounted for. But I mean, it's awkward.
Let's go in the hot tub, Howie.
Oh, your butt is hot, Howie. Howie looked as good as you can in a Speedo.
Nice.
Turn around, Howie. That looks so good on you.
How can you not feel comfortable in that? Hey, tomorrow you're tanning. How can you not feel comfortable?
Martial arts in this thing.
Speedos?
I meant to do that.
Happy birthday, Maggie.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you, sir.
It's Maggie's birthday today, and it's my birthday this week as well. It's hard to celebrate birthday away from your friends and family.
Nothing.
Chocolate lemon
Keisha and I got a surprise birthday when we came inside, and the whole room was decorated for us. We each got our own cake, which is neat.
1, 2, 3.
There was this huge card. My parents and my sisters had all wrote something very nice inside. There was a picture of a castle, and it said about me being King Kaser. It had a little handprint of my little nephew, and it was very sweet of them, and I very much enjoyed it.
So cute, Kaser. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God, that's so... I don't think anyone realizes how important a card is. I don't think I'll ever put this down again. It says, "Happy birthday, Maggie," and it's got a picture of me and David. Then it just says some really, really nice things.
Okay, well, let's open presents, guys.
Open presents.
Oh my God!
What is it? What is it?
It's freaking.
I want to borrow.
Oh my God!
What is it?
It's a DVD player, video game player, movies, music, and
Shut up! I got this really cool electronic thing. I think everyone at home is going to be laughing at me because they're going to know that it's so not my personality type, but I absolutely love it.
Oh, I got a digital music player.
Are you serious?
20 gigabytes. That's nice. I'd like to thank Big Brother and Kmart for making this all possible.
Happy birthday.
What's going on?
What has James told you about what he feels his position is now?
I think he feels really bad about the way he's played and the decisions that he's made in the games. That's my opinion. James and I have a bond because we've always respected each other and always told each other the truth. And my heart tells me that James has had a change of heart and he wants to play different.
Has he been made out to look very untrustworthy? And has he had to because he's been a target for like 3 weeks already? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very easy for everybody to find a common villain so everybody is safe.
But I think that he did stuff to make himself out that way.
James has played dirty. James has lied. But in this game, it's so tempting. Can you really hold them accountable for playing the game the evil way? Not really. I just feel like the one chance that they got to vote off one of us and team back up with James, they took it up in 2 seconds.
What are your guys' thoughts? I personally think that he's got to go.
In 2 seconds, they completely forgot about our plan.
All of them have proven that they would back out on their word. James is gonna have to be gone sooner or later, so why not do it right now? He's a tough competitor.
There's an opportunity to do it now.
And at least we know where they stand, and they're right in front of our face, where James, we don't know if he's coming from behind or the front.
I'm just wondering, would it benefit us to kind of keep him and then we'll be us fine? James, he's a floater. The little singled out floater. So right now we're like 5-4. If everybody believed in James, then we'd be 6-4. We get rid of one of them, then we'd be 6-3.
What does your gut instinct tell you, April?
I mean, I feel very, very bad for James. And I mean, the deal is if he stayed, like, he would have to swear and promise a lot of things, and his promises aren't good. The one person we didn't want in the house was James. We're never gonna trust James fully again, but maybe if we can use him to get votes. He's just so untrustworthy, but, you know, unfortunately right now it's a numbers game, and number-wise we could use him.
James is at a point where we can grab him and use him to our advantage. James could be a bonus for us. So why not take him in and use him?
What I want to say is, I just want to make sure that the decision that we all decide to make is just the real wise one.
Everyone gather around. It's time to choose the other players for the veto competition.
Oh boy!
The rest of the house was trying to win the power of veto to use it on one of the nominees, so James can be nominated.
Howard, Howie!
Come on, Howie.
What's going on? Are we doing anything today?
We were a little concerned with what Jennifer was going to do because even though the entire house comes together and says they want James evicted, there's always that slightest possibility that they're not telling you the truth.
Nominees, please join me up here. Only 6 will participate in the competition. Those 6 are the head of household, the 2 nominees, and 3 people of our choosing. As head of household, I will pick first, and I choose...
We were hoping that the other team wasn't going to pull a fast one on us and pick James and cause a lot of havoc.
April!
I picked April to compete with me in the power veto competition simply because, duh, she's my partner.
Who would you like to choose?
I choose Howie.
I chose Howie, and ideally, I would want him to win the veto so he could veto me off the nomination block and be safe himself from nomination.
Janie, you choose second? Who do you choose?
Sorry, I just got
Kaser!
I picked Kaser because I know that he would try and win it, and I know that he'd use it on me.
I was really relieved that James was not picked to play in the veto competition because that means he's not going to have a chance to save himself from nomination.
Bitches, man. Won't even let me go out on my own. Have to get backdoored. That's just the lowest way in the world to take somebody out.
When we walked outside, what we saw was a giant round table with different levels and what looked like 2 giant chairs.
Okay, house guests, Big Brother has been watching us play coaster toss in the living room all summer, and now it's time to coast for the most to win the power of veto.
I'm thinking, okay, coasters. Right now, I am the coaster champion in this house. We needed a veto to get someone off the block to hopefully put James up.
There is a large table that has 5 rings, each representing a week someone was evicted from the Big Brother house. There's also 5 oversized coasters adorned with the faces of 5 evicted house guests. The object is to land an evicted house guest coaster on the week that they were evicted. If you get the right coaster on the right week, you'll win that amount of points.
We find out that we're supposed to toss these coasters onto this platform, which we've, ironically enough, been doing since we came here.
If no one scores any points, there will not be a winner to this veto.
Everyone already, by this point in the house, knows the deal that I made with Kaser in the HOH competition this week, and it was to backdoor James. So somebody needs to get the power veto to get someone off the block in order to put James up there to backdoor him.
You will throw from the green chair, and the leader will sit in the orange chair. Whoever gets the most points will win the power of veto.
I'm such a competitor and I love competition, and it's miserable when you don't have any control over your own destiny. It's a crappy realization that I'm dealing with.
All right, April, will you please step up and begin the coaster toss?
There was different layers to the circle. Each step of the week got smaller and smaller, the circle did. So it's gonna be harder and harder and further away for you to throw the coaster.
April stepped up to the plate. She tossed the first one, and right away, she got 1 point. 1 point, that's all we needed. If no one got a single point, then no one will win the veto, in which case, James stays in the game, and we lose one of our teammates.
I go for week 2 with Michaels, and I hit week 1 again. And then I go for week 3, which would be Eric. I hit Eric, so that would give me 4 points at that time. And then I did miss week 4 and week 5. So I got a total of 4 points for my game. I didn't really care how well I did as long as I had scored something because it didn't really matter who got it.
Rachel, will you please come compete?
Out of the players today competing for the veto, I thought that Howie and I were the best coaster players in the house. So I thought we definitely had an advantage.
Oh! Rachel got 1 point. Go for week 4. Let's go for week 5.
Nice shot, Ray.
Rachel, 6 points. That puts you in the lead. Kaser, will you please come up to compete for the power of veto?
So I started to play, and I got the first one. I got the second one.
For Sarah.
Oh, nice shot,
Kaser got 3 points. Rachel, you're still in the lead.
If I would have got my coaster on the 5-point level, I would have been in the lead.
Jen, will you come compete for the power of veto?
Let's go, Jenny!
All right.
That first one, I got really confident, right away.
This is harder than it looks.
But it didn't help. Maybe I got too confident.
Jen got 1 stupid point, so Rachel is still ahead.
I'm probably the only one in the house that hasn't played the coasters game, just because I don't really find it looks really boring to me.
I was a little nervous. Janelle had 5 points.
Ooh!
Jeez, that was a wild one.
Janelle gets 5 points.
She would have taken herself off if she had beat me, and I would have expected her to. So I was kind of glad she didn't get it. Sorry, Janie.
I am the outstanding, outgoing coaster true champion inside the house, so.
Let's see if you are outside the house.
Are you sure she's not coming back? Oh, Ashley, I miss you. You know, I got up there and I felt like I was back in the living room playing coasters.
Week 1, 1 point. Howie, you got a total of 4 points. Unfortunately, that's not enough to beat Rachel. So Rachel is the veto winner with 6 points. So Rachel, you win the power of veto.
I'm going off the block now. Thank God. I'm 100% sure I'm not being evicted.
Right now, I mean, the pieces are lined up for James to go out the door.
I can't go out like this. Anything can happen. Even Custer had a last stand.
I've had a good time, so
we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's not over until I walk out the door, but I think it's a pretty good option because the other team, obviously, this is their golden moment, you know, to be able to get rid of me.
Most likely that's what's going to happen.
Common sense makes me think that I'm going up. Everybody wants me out of here with the exception of a vet. If all 6 people standing in line had been struck by lightning, I'm assuming I might have gotten away with this one.
Rachel pulled herself off. I'll go on.
Who the hell knows what's going on? Who the hell, you didn't laugh at that, but I mean, who knows in this house?
Do you see how upset they're getting? Because Janelle's still up there. So? And because Kaser wanted to try to get it so he'd be safe.
Should we get rid of Kaser?
He's the double-headed snake.
If any of us 5 want to at least have some opportunity of staying in this game, Kaser has got to go. James is at a vulnerable point. He's at a weak point. We can grab him and use him to our advantage.
It is so dangerous to keep Kaser in this game.
That brought up a great point. Okay, Rachel's gonna take herself off. Janelle's not going home this week. What about putting up Kaser? We can't do things that are nice anymore in this game.
I do have a problem with giving your word and going back on it.
Last week, 8 of us, everyone except for James and Sarah, met in the HOH room, and we made a promise. No matter what, James will go home.
But I need to stop pushing. You gave your word, because no one else is playing that way.
But I feel so bad if we were to do that because he just got back from America's Choice and now here he's gone the first week.
Well, that would be us saying this is our game, not America's.
Exactly. Yeah, this is our game.
Oh, way to piss off America, Maggie.
They pissed me off by not putting Eric back in here.
Damn you, America. I had Kaser evicted, and he still came back. I have no idea which is worse to me right now. Someone that we keep trying to get rid of and he won't go away, or someone we actually physically removed from this house and was given right back to us with a little bow on him.
Oh, I have a headache.
Would you want us to leave?
You can come right back. It's just, I have to
go quick. I listen to some of the stuff to hear what they have to say. I just don't want them to think that by them attacking me all week to try to sway my vote, it's not going to happen.
If Jenny screws us over, she's going home. She doesn't want to go home yet. So long as James puts him in the hot seat, there's no reason to doubt that they're planning on getting him. Just play smart.
Let's just not keep doubting. There's paranoia in the house at all times.
I'm glad you got the veto because I want you gone next week with confidence.
I don't trust 100% that Jennifer will put James up. There is a chance that she could put Howie up just to still try and break us up.
They agreed to it. I hope they stick to it. That's all I can say.
Don't worry. Don't stress out.
I mean, they went right upstairs.
Of course.
Actions speak loud to the words.
Are you still worried?
Yeah.
Jennifer would be dumb to leave James in the game because she doesn't want people to hate her. If she does do it, we will definitely make her pay the price for it.
My gut is telling me we'll be okay. And next week we terrorize her.
So I'm actually glad that this is your decision and not mine.
I just want to know individually. I'm going to ask you a question.
Go for it.
And I don't want you to take into consideration how the group feels or how anyone in the group feels. Pretend you're selfish right now.
I am selfish.
In your head of household, who would you get rid of? I don't know. You have to give me an answer.
You wanted me to be honest with you. Kaser.
Why would you get rid of Kaser against James?
Because he's able to run that group.
And you think that's a bigger threat than what James is capable of?
There may be a chance that he doesn't put us up. There's no chance that Kaser will not put us up.
Okay.
Good luck.
Don't tell anybody what we talked about.
Nope.
Bo! I really wanted to hear how they truly thought deep down with their heart. And so I individually called my group up into the room. Here's what I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
You're head of household.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you vote off?
I'm head of household, Kaser James. Only for the fact because I know I have more of a chance to beat Kaser in a veto than I do beating James in a veto.
Because James is a stronger competitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd pick off Kaser because I've had a bad vibe about Kaser this the first week, and I wanted to pick him off the first week.
Now I want to hear from you why you would get rid of James.
I would get rid of James because James has gone back on his word a number of times, but to be honest, I've been fearing Kaser since I saw him the first week. Are we gonna give him a second chance to come back and screw us? I mean, I feel we could still dominate them if they don't have him.
I don't know. Okay.
It's a sticky situation.
Who do you want off, Kaser or James?
Oh. I do. I would get Kaser out because Kaser is the leader of that group. Kaser, who really, as much as he says he's not pissed, he's pissed off at you.
I've taken into account all the reasons that my group has given me for Kaser and for James, and it really is. It's making me think. So it is up in the air, and I really don't want anyone to know what decision I'm going to make. I just want to be the one to make up my own mind. So I don't want even my group nor April to know what I'm doing until the time comes.
Don't tell anybody what we talked about.
No.
Like nothing.
We've got to save our ass in this game.
Maggie, can I talk to you? Can I ask you some questions? Would you answer me honestly? I'll do what I think is best. All I want to know is Jennifer gonna follow through with the deal? That's what I'm under the impression of. It's so different right now than when the deal was made. But I have a feeling she's seeking attention. She wants to go out with a bang because she got HOH, and then she'll do something drastic. Something that's not in the best interest of the entire house.
I'm under the impression that James is going up and James is going out. But if that doesn't happen, it's going to disrupt the whole house.
Jen will not tell me what her next move is going to be. She is 100% independent woman. Jen is this storm that has just not, hit land yet.
But if you want to know if other people are feeling differently, you need to ask them.
I don't want to question what you're doing, but I know.
But you're going to.
I'm going to. I know you like to keep things to yourself, and you haven't told anyone what you're doing, but just give me some assurance that everything's going to go according to plan.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Honestly, I don't think Jennifer has the courage to leave James in the game. Based on logic, I don't see her doing it.
Pretty much just wanted to touch base with you before
You're
tomorrow.
the only one who's asked me since the nomination ceremony.
So is that...
Nobody's talked to me about anything.
I know I made a deal with Kaser to have him give me HOH, but things in this house change on a dime. And when you get an opportunity in front of your face, sometimes you have to run with it.
I'm so bad.
If Kaser wanted his plan to go through, the only person you can trust in this game is yourself. And he should have kept his finger on that button.
I'm evil.
I'm trusting that Jennifer will make the right decision. James should be the one going up today. It was the house's wish, want, and decision to do that. But Jennifer, you never know what's going through her mind. She could do anything. She could put Kaser up. She could put Howie up. She could even do something so off the wall as putting Yvette up.
Hey everyone, it's time for the veto ceremony. Please gather in the living room.
Oh, Rachel.
Welcome to the veto ceremony. As you know, Janelle and I have been nominated for eviction, but I won the power of veto to veto one of those nominations. At this time, Janelle, you want to go ahead and stand up and let me know why I should use the veto on you?
Well, I'm not going to stand, but I will say that, Rachel, just do what you have to do.
Okay. Thank you, Janelle.
You're welcome.
I think it's only natural to want to save yourself in a situation like this, and I would expect Janelle to do exactly the same thing. That being said, I'm going to use the veto to save myself. So, Jennifer, since I have vetoed one of your nominations, you now have to make another choice.
Since Rachel decided to use the power of veto for herself, I have to nominate somebody else. Everybody in this house does not trust James. Kaser single-handedly brought a group together with him as the leader. And he even admitted himself that his group fell apart without him last week. So I've thought about this a lot, and I nominate Kaser.
This veto ceremony is adjourned.
I broke my word. Duh. That's a part of the game. It does not say anywhere in the rule book that you cannot lie and promise someone something and then break it later. Kaser's a lot more of a threat to us than James is.
This is beautiful. Kaser came back in this house with one intention, to get me out. This is revenge in every facet.
I am out to get Jennifer. It's just promise after promise after promise that they've continued to break. If I win HOH, I'm gonna tell the bitch to pack her bags.
I feel personally betrayed and let down this week. When you upset Hurricane Howie, you better watch out, because I'm going down swinging. You know, and if I gotta take the whole house down with me on the way out, I'm gonna do it.
Forget integrity, forget honor, forget the deal. They wanted me out. They've just proven themselves to be cowards.
Who will be evicted next? Kaser or Janelle? And who will become the new head of household? Find out live Thursday at 8, 7 Central on Big Brother 6.